to Swing Central. Tonight, our featured guest, Mr. Daryl Davis.
Yeah.
Also, you'll be treated with a dance lesson by Jeff and Greta.
Yeah.
And now, for the host of your show, Jimmy DeSharp.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, thank you so much, and welcome to Swing Central. My name is Jimmy, and we've got a great show for you tonight. I'll tell you, one thing that Swing Central is known for is our consistency with fantastic dancers, fantastic guests, and tonight is no exception. Tonight, special guests, Jeff Booth, Greta Thorn, they're going to be coming out here. They're going to be teaching us a great lesson, so you definitely want to stick around for that. If you didn't recognize these guys, it's the Daryl Davis group. You're really in for a treat. Now, before I bring Daryl up here, I'd like to give you a little bit more background about him. Besides being a phenomenal vocalist, a composer, guitar player, and a boogie-woogie piano player extraordinaire, Daryl is also an accomplished actor as well as composer. Now, in 1985, Pinetop Perkins, who's considered to be one of the premier blues and boogie-woogie pianists of all time, actually selected Daryl to replace him in the Muddy Waters legendary blues band. Now, as a performer, Daryl has performed with many of the greats. You got Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Johnson, just to name a few. So without further ado, please welcome Daryl Davis to the show. All right. Daryl, how you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Thank you for being on the show. I tell you, I had a chance to go to your website. It is chock full with phenomenal, just great information. And I tell you what, your fans know you as a wonderful entertainer and a great boogie-woogie pianist, but you're also known as an author and an actor. I want to talk about that in just a second, but I want to first get a feel for a little more about your background, how you got into music, and some of your influences.
Well, my influences start off with were people like Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, Fats Domino, Bo Diddley, a lot of the pioneers of early rock and roll.
Right. Now, how did you get hooked up with Pinetop Perkins and Johnny Johnson? Those are some serious names there.
Well, I first met Pinetop when he was playing piano for Muddy Waters, one of the fathers of Chicago blues.
Right.
And Johnny Johnson was playing piano at the time. He was Chuck Berry's original piano player. But I met him when he was playing piano for Albert King, one of the great blues guitar players. Got to meet these guys and got them to show me how they do exactly what it is they do on the keyboard, rather than try to get it from some second, third, fourth generation person. I got it right from the source itself.
Now, how did you meet these people? I mean, did you go into their shows? Did they know who you are?
I know. I went to their shows as a teenager, managed to sneak backstage, and I got to meet them that way. We became friends, and they come in town. They'd even stay with me at my house.
Wow. Now, if you go to your calendar, you're playing 3 to 5 nights a week.
Sometimes more.
Sometimes more. Now, I mean, you got your Daryl Davis band, which is phenomenal. But, how do you find time to play with these other guys?
Well, like you were saying, if I'm playing 3 to 5 nights a week, that leaves me either 4 or 2 nights a week left.
Right.
So if my band's not working, I fill in with somebody else.
Right. Now, you recently came back from a gig in New York with some pretty famous people. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, about a week ago, I worked with Chuck Berry, played piano for him, and also on the show was Little Richard.
Man, those guys are still kicking it, aren't they?
They absolutely are.
Wow, that's great. Well, listen, I would love to give the audience a chance to hear some of your boogie-woogie piano. Now, what do you have to play for us right now?
How about my signature song, I'm the Boogeyman?
I'm the Boogeyman.
No, I'm the Boogeyman.
Okay. You're the Boogeyman. Hey, that's Daryl Davis. We're playing I'm the Boogeyman.
1, 2, 3, or 4, and keep on boogieing until my woogie gets sore. I'm the boogie man. I'm the boogie woogie man. I boogie woogie woogie boogie boogie as much as I can. Around the corner, let me boogie with you. I'm the boogie man. Yeah, the boogie woogie man. I boogie woogie woogie boogie boogie as much as I can. I'm the boogie man. I'm the boogie man. Woo, boogie woogie man. In my boogie woogie band. I boogie woogie woogie boogie boogie as much as I can.
Daryl, come on down here. I tell you what, it's amazing to see how swing has evolved from the big band stuff into the boogie woogie stuff. I see in your playing, I see a lot of Little Richard, I see a lot of Chuck Berry. It's amazing watching you play.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny because actually big band evolved out of boogie woogie.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, and then became big band, and now, you know, when you can't afford to hire big bands, it evolves back to boogie woogie.
I'd tell you, I'd rather hire you at some points than other big bands. I didn't say that, but no.
I love big bands.
You guys are great.
I wish I could afford a big band.
I tell you now, you know, I wanted to talk a little more on a serious note, a little bit more about your book. Now tell us, I guess, the name of the book and really what it's all about and what your inspiration was.
Okay, the book is called Clandestine Relationships, and the clan part of it is spelled with a K. It's about the Ku Klux Klan. It's a nonfiction book. I went around, interviewed members of the Klan from all over the country, leaders and rank and file members to find out what can be done to bring people closer together.
Right.
Why do they hate so much? Why are they so prejudiced, etc.? And as a result, surprisingly, I made quite a few friends. So some of them quit the Klan as a result of coming to know me. Not overnight, but over a period of years.
Right.
And it gave me their robes and their hoods. And not all of them cooperated with me. There were some who were hardcore. This is a souvenir that I have that one of them gave me. It says, I don't know if the camera can see it or not, but it's a medallion that they wear. It says KKK, member in good standing.
Right.
And he gave it up. This is his badge of honor.
Tell you, you know, if one was to buy the book or read the book, I mean, what kind of message would you want them to take away from the book?
Two things. One, that it's possible that people can change. You know, if you have hope for change, there's no point hoping for it if you don't think it can happen.
Right.
And my book proves that it can happen. Secondly, that while you are actively learning about somebody else, you're passively teaching them about yourself. So
Sure.
as curious as I was about them, they were curious about me. And it forced them to go home and rethink the stereotypes that they had about blacks, about Jews, about gays, about this, about that, or the other.
Right. I mean, that's really a wonderful message. And I really applaud you for
Thank
taking
you.
this in. Now, reading your bio, I mean, you're also an actor. I mean, I had no idea. I mean, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your acting endeavors?
Acting started back in the early 80s with stage and industrial films, and I do that every now and then. I recently completed a show at Arena Stage in Washington, D.C., the world premiere of Polk County. I was in that.
Wow. Are these leading roles? These are supporting roles? Or?
Some of them were leading, some of them were supporting.
Wow, that still amazes me. It must. Do you get the same feeling of you know, being on the stage as you do being on the music stage?
Well, it's a little different, but you know, entertainment is entertainment, and I love it all.
That's great. Well, listen, we really appreciate you being on the show. You're phenomenal. I tell you, why don't you give these guys a hand? These guys are great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we're going to get into another song right now. I mean, what do you have for us?
Well, the first song I just did, I'm a Boogeyman, was an original. I think I'll do another original called Leave Me Alone.
All
Go to
right.
the blues.
Okay, that sounds good. Daryl Davis, right here. Leave me alone.
Every time I go out walking, it never fails. Some little girl is on my tail. I say, leave me alone. I want to walk by myself. I'm in love with one woman. Ain't gonna walk with nobody else. And every night I go to sleep, my phone will always ring. Some little girl wants to play with my ding-a-ling. Leave me alone. I want to sleep by myself. I make love to one woman. Ain't gonna sleep with nobody else. Uh-huh. And every time I start dreaming, you're always on my mind. I leave all my other women, leave them all behind. If I could have you, I wouldn't want nobody else. But if I can't have you, darling, I'll just stay by myself. Uh-huh.
Daryl Davis. Daryl Davis.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
I tell you what, our next guests have been around for a while. They got a wonderful style, and I tell you, it's a real honor to have them on the show today. Please welcome Jeff Booth and Greta Thorn. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. How are you
Greta,
doing?
good to see you. Well, great. Are you having fun?
Absolutely, having a great time.
I tell you, you're starting to work up a sweat, so I know you're having a good time.
Oh, absolutely. I always sweat when if you do it right, you're sweating.
That's right. Well, I tell you, I always start off by asking the swing dancers, I mean, how you got started and that whole story.
Well, the music inspired me. Just like, I guess, the old-timers, the music is what drove me to dance. I've been listening to swing music for years and years, and I always wanted to be able to dance to the music I like, so I found a way to do that.
Right.
And you get to have a girl.
Well, that's true. It always helps. Now, Greta, what about yourself? How'd you get involved?
Well, I was always interested in learning how to do some sort of partner dancing, and when I was in high school, I went out with some friends, and I just got hooked right away, so I've been doing it for about 5 years now.
And so I always wonder, there's always different stories on how swing couples kind of get together. I mean, tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Well, ours isn't too interesting. We just like dancing together. We met dancing, and we just clicked and started dancing together. So.
That's wonderful. Now, we had David Ream on the show not too long ago, and I'm sure you know David. Mm-hmm. But, one thing that we're talking about is that old movies really have an influence on us dancers, today, here in 2002. Do you collect old films, and do you watch them, and do they influence you at all?
Oh, absolutely. It's probably, other than the music, my biggest influence are the old-timers that started the dance. I mean, that's you know, there's film footage from when the dance was born, old obscure films like Hell's a Poppin' to Abbott and Costello flicks like Buck Privates. I mean, that's the birth of the dance, so that's definitely one of the biggest things we learn from.
Yep.
And so, Greta, when you see a band like Daryl Davis versus, let's say, the Tom Cunningham Orchestra, that's a big band, I mean, how does that influence your dancing?
Well, there's basically just a different feel. I really feel like your dancing changes when you're dancing to different music because you're trying to dance with the music, and you know, the style changes slightly. And then, you know, when I'm dancing to Daryl Davis, I have kind of a bounce in my step, and it feels good.
Right. Well, listen, we're going to turn it over to you to teach a little swing lesson right now. I mean, what are some of the moves you're going to be teaching?
We're going to do a Lindy Circle to a send out, switches for the girl, and then we're going to do a move that's actually from one of those old clips, a movie called Stage Door Canteen, and we're going to do a move that Irene Thomas did in that film.
That's great. So we're going to do a little lesson here and come back and try and work on those moves with another fantastic song by the band.
Great.
I'm going to turn it over with you right now.
All right.
Here we go.
Great.
All right, the first move that we're going to do is a Lindy Circle, and we're going to transition that into a send out. That's going to look like this. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, triple kick, kick, ball change, triple step, triple step. So really quick, the footwork for the guys is going to go like this. It's going to go left, right, triple step, 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 triple kick, kick, ball change, triple step, triple step. The follow is going to go like this.
All right, we're going to pretty much do the mirror image of what he's doing to start with, like we usually do. It goes rock, step, triple step, 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 triple step, and then we're ready to do our send out. So we go rock, step, triple step, step, point, point. That gets us ready for our swivels. So what we're going to do right here for the follow is we're going to step under our left foot and then step under our right foot. So go step, 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 okay? It's really important that when you step onto your left foot, your knee goes that way and your other knee also points that way because we don't want you looking like a duck. So keep your knees pointing in the same direction each time you step on them, okay? And it's just step, step like that.
All right, so what the guy's going to do while the girl is doing the switches, we're going to start on our left foot, and we're just going to do triple steps. Triple step, triple step, triple step, triple step. All right? So that's going to look like this. Triple step, triple step, triple step, triple step. Our final move, the move from Stage Door Canteen, looks like this. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is a shoulder twist release. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to push with my left hand while turning her with my right. As she comes around, my hand is going to cross my body, and I'm going to bring her around into that final spin. My footwork is the same as a normal swing out, just step, step, triple step, 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 triple step. For the follow,
We're going to keep our footwork going the whole time like usual. As we do that first turn, keep your hand ready for him to do this other turn. And that's a good rule of thumb anytime you're doing a turn. Keep your hands out there. Looks
Right.
like this, the whole thing,
the
everything
whole
together.
routine is going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, step, step, triple kick, kick, ball change, triple step, triple step, triple step, triple step, triple step, triple step, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There you
Woo!
go.
That was great. Hey, come on out here. That was great. Well, hopefully these guys will videotape and be able to play back multiple times. Let's start with another song with the band right here and give everybody a chance to go over those moves.
Fantastic.
Hey, Daryl, what song we got for us?
Do a Louis Jordan song written by his wife, Lucy Moore, called Caledonia.
Caledonia. All right, here we go.
Well, I was walking with my baby, she got great big feet, long, lean and lanky, and had nothing to eat. She's my woman, and I love her just the same. I'm crazy about that woman, Caledonia is her name. Let me call her Caledonia. Caledonia is your name. Now you know, my mama, she didn't like Caledonia, that's right. She said, son, that gal you're fooling with, she ain't no good for you. She got a head about as hard as rock. But I didn't believe my mama. I think I'll go ahead and call her up one time. Let me call her right now. Caledonia, Caledonia, what makes your big head so hard? Wow, love you just the same. I'm crazy about your woman, Caledonia is your name. Oh, blow your horn there, son. Baby, she got great big feet, long, lean and lank, and had a damn thing to eat. She's my woman, and I love her just the same. I'm crazy about your woman, Caledonia is your name. Caledonia, Caledonia, what makes your big head so hard? Love you just the same. I'm crazy about your woman, Caledonia is your name.
Thank you. Well, I tell you, this is the fastest half an hour of television. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. We appreciate you watching us on Swing Central. Give it a hand for the Daryl Davis group. And also, I want to thank Geoff and Greta for coming out and teaching. They were absolutely wonderful. I also want to encourage you to pick up Daryl's book as well as his CD. And Daryl, what's your website that people can reach you?
DarylDavis.com. Daryl spelled DarylDavis.com.
Sounds great. Well, listen, we got one more song. We're going to end the show. And what do we got?
Another original called Karen Lee, but a little girl I know.
All right. Thanks for joining Swing Central. Catch us next time. Yeah.
When I first met you, baby, honey, you were just 21. Said, come on out, we can have lots of fun. And now that you're legal, won't you be my little honey bun? Karen Lee, yeah, 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 Karen Lee. Woo, Karen Lee, yeah, 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 Karen Lee. Karen Lee, Karen Lee, baby, what you doing to me? She got baby blue eyes and long blonde hair. Honey, won't you be my teddy bear, Karen Lee? Yeah, 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 Karen Lee. Karen Lee, Karen Lee, baby, what you doing to me? Woo! She rides around town in a red sports car to this little girl from near or far.